Hello guys, today we are going to talk about how to increase your store profits with Presell pages. Presell pages are exactly what they sound like. They are basically landing pages your visitors view before they are shown an actual product or an offer. So a typical funnel would be without a Presell page. So from your Facebook ad, people click, they go to a product page, they click on the product page and they are redirected to the checkout, so the cart or directly to the checkout. With a Presell page, once the customers click your ad, they go to a Presell page. Soon, in a moment, I'm going to elaborate what is a Presell page. From the Presell page, they are redirected to a product page, and from the product page, they are redirected to the checkout. So Presell pages are often used with native ads, but are becoming more and more popular with Facebook ads as well. Some marketers send customers to a blog post or a Presell page in their own websites, and some marketers send the customers to a non-related website. So what you can do, let's say you have a blog post in your own website. Obviously, you can send customers from the ad to your blog post. This is one option. The other option, many e-commerce brands or affiliates, they create a different separated entity, which is a different website, as they have their pixels installed on this website, like a magazine that seems to be unrelated, and they send the traffic to this unrelated magazine. In this magazine, they're going to have a blog post about their product, and once people click on this blog post, and they are redirected back to their store. So this is also a popular method. There is data stating that Presell pages increase the conversion rate significantly, but obviously this highly depends on the product, the target market, and execution. So like anything else in marketing, Presell pages should be tested. Let's talk about a few important elements that should be in a Presell page. First of all, you must have great content that suits your product, and the copy should be written, and the copywriting should have the target audience and their pains in mind. The copy can be educational, it can be fun, it can be very formal, depending on the product obviously, or even supportive. Another element that is important to have in your Presell page are trust building elements. So use as much data as possible. Use social proof, use testimonials, use domain experts, whatever you can do in order to build trust. Next, you should make sure that you have clear call to actions within the article. Basically, you want the customers to know where would you like them to click in order to go to the next step of your funnel. In this case, it's going to probably be the product page, or some people even direct the customers directly from the pre-sale to the checkout. Another thing that you should keep in mind with regards to your pre-sale, it shouldn't be too salesy. It's not a product page. The whole goal of this pre-sale page is to warm up your customers, provide supporting data, and build trust in order to make it easier to convert them later on during the funnel. And make sure that you put thoughts into your headline, sub-headlines, images. Basically, a pre-sale page, if you want it to work, you should also invest a lot of time and effort into crafting this pre-sale. Don't overlook this pre-sale because that would be kind of stupid if you're building a step in your funnel, even if it's in your own website or in a different non-related website. You should invest a lot of time in creating a good and compelling piece of content. A few optional elements that you can have in your product page, in your pre-sale page. So first of all, it's you can use discount codes. Obviously, you can use urgency and scarcity. Some people do these, some people don't. It really depends on the type of your offer. Urgency and scarcity, if they are fake customers these days, I believe that most of the customers, they notice when urgency and scarcity are fake, and this lowers the conversion rates. So if you use urgency and scarcity, make sure that these are real urgency and real scarcity. I'm not sure that I would like to use these in a pre-sale, but obviously this depends on the context, on your specific funnel and your specific offer. And another thing that you can have in your pre-sale is email capturing, especially these days when Facebook ads cost are on the rise, and the Facebook pixel isn't working so well with regards to remarketing. So what you can do at the top of the funnel in the pre-sale page, you collect the emails and you take this list and you feed it into Facebook with some sort of an integration. So you can create a custom audience from people who left their email and didn't buy, and then you can remarket to these visitors. Okay, now let's see a few examples. We talked about what is a presale and what are the elements that are important in a presale. Let's see a few different examples. So first example is Boom. Boom is a company that is selling skincare products to women in the US, mainly in the US, that are older than 50 years old. And this is a very famous blog post that they created. And they directed people from the ads directly to this page. Basically, this page, as you can see, it doesn't have a layout of a sales page. It looks like a blog post, and the headline is 5 makeup tips for older women. And they are talking about how to bring out your natural beauty at 50, 60, or 70 and beyond, which is their target audience. They are giving advice, answering a few questions, using some testimonial, and only now they are starting to promote different products in their collection. Here they're saying the story about the founder, a bit more social proof, and that's it. As you can see, it's not a sales page per se. It's more like a blog post with a sales element. Now let's go to the next type of offer. So this is a presale page by Kenkoback. This is probably a magazine that they have created, Neck Health Magazine. And as you can see, this seems exactly like an article that you would read from a native ads ad or in some sort of a magazine, online magazine. So they have the name of the author, the date, a too long didn't read summary of the quote-unquote article, and from here on they're just promoting the product, obviously sharing educational content, sharing social proof using this chiropractor, because this is a product for relieving pain, social proof, benefits of the product, a call to action in order to apply the discount and check availability, the benefits, pros and cons, more social proof, instructions how to use the product, etc., etc. Q&A like FAQ, guarantee. And let's click this and see where we are redirected. And we are redirected to the product page. You can see the content in the product page is kind of similar to the content in the presale page in their case. I'm not sure that I would do this in the same way, but I assume that they tested everything, and this is what converting at the best. This is what converting the best for them at the moment. Now there was an exit intent pop-up, but this is not related. Now let's move on to the next article, and this is a famous article by an affiliate offer of the Drone X. And as you can see here, it seems like as if it was a magazine, lifestyle and tech. Here's the photo of the author of the magazine. Surprising enough, his name is John. This is his photo, and also in Kenkoback, it's the same name and same photo. So basically, what I assume happened here, the guys from Kenkoback, they wanted to build a pre-sale. They looked for examples, and then they stumbled upon this presale page. And again, you can see the summary of the article, and here are all the elements of the article. See how many links are directing to the checkout page. And this is probably an affiliate offer. As you can see, a call to action, cost, testimonials, etc. And now let's click this, and we are redirected, in this case, directly to the checkout page. Okay, very nice. By the way, this might look like a shitty checkout, but I'm sure that it's converting like crazy. Sometimes the most simple stuff work better than well-designed and beautiful pages and checkout pages. Okay, let's go back to the slide. Obviously, presale pages, like anything else in marketing and in your funnel, should be tested. It's highly dependent on the context. So if you create a good presale page with a lot of data that creates a lot of trust, so it's very likely that the presale page will increase your overall conversion rates, but it depends on your product, on your target market, on how well you executed the page by providing good and educational content. Okay, let's summarize. Presale are a great way to tweak your funnel, especially if your results are not so good lately. So you should consider adding a presale into your funnel. It doesn't take a lot of effort, and the ROI might be very good. Presale can be used in order to educate and warm up your customers. When preselling, don't hard sell. Try to provide education and create and build the trust between your brand and your potential customers. Pre-sales can be used in order to capture emails. We talked about it before. You just put some sort of a pop-up to capture the emails of your customers, and then you could use the email list to use in your Facebook custom audience in order to remarket them. And the fact that I mentioned all the time, and I mentioned it, and I mentioned it one slide before, you should test different forms of pre-sale. I used to do a pre-sale that when I tested the pre-sale first a few years ago, it didn't work at all. I wasted a lot of money and was pretty annoyed, and I didn't want to do any pre-sales anymore. But after like 6 months, I spoke with a friend of mine, which is also doing e-commerce, and he told me that his pre-sale funnel is working better than his product page funnel. So I decided to recreate the pre-sale page. I added more social proof, I added more data, I made it less salesy and more educational, and the results were way better. And since then, I'm a big advocate of pre-sales and obviously testing different forms of pre-sale, because the fact that one pre-sale didn't work doesn't mean that pre-sales in general are a bad practice. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like the video, please make sure to subscribe the channel and obviously share the video with your friends. I also invite you to check out our Facebook group, which is called Ecom X Factor Dropshipping and E-commerce Mastermind. If you have any questions or comment, leave them down in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.